Hey everybody, Eve here. Today's video topic is eat tiny to be tiny and possibly live longer. Today's topic is pretty self-explanatory. Eat tiny to be tiny and possibly live longer. Now I had to insert that possibly in the byline to avoid being fined, jailed, or both. Seriously, no. Just not kidding. No, kidding. Not kidding. So, eating animal flesh, yeah, forgive me while I wear my glasses. I have to when I read. Eating animal flesh has now long been proven to increase all diseases. Adult diabetes, cancer, heart disease, obesity. Name the disease, meat, animal flesh will feed it. And since I have gathered a ton of information and peer-reviewed empirical data and evidence to support all of these claims. If any of you are resistant or reluctant to receive the truth as I'm presenting it, then I don't know what to tell any of you. There are so many movies now that prove doctors that have been practicing for over 40 years. Dr. John McDougall, I don't know about Joel Furman, I think he hasn't been on the scene as long, but so many doctors, and I'm going to put links to all of their websites where you can gather and review and research all of the information that supports the premise that when you consume any type of animal flesh, you increase the risk of all diseases, all adult type diseases, children diseases too. I don't know why I would say that. It's just, here I regress, but anyway, because I do that. Yes, tons of links will be below the video that I want you to go on YouTube, watch Forks Over Knives, go to Dr. John McDougall's website. He has a wonderful recipe book that his wife actually compiled that has some of the most tremendous recipes I've ever seen. Yes, you don't want to eat flesh anymore. People, that day is over. I mean, let's face it, we were not designed to, we're not carnivores, and we're not even omnivores. We are fruitarians, vegetarians, actually vegans. We were meant to be vegans, and Dr. McDougall claims we were meant to be starch eaters, more along the lines of complex carbs like sweet potatoes, white potatoes, rice, brown rice specifically. And there's another book out there called The China Study. You need to investigate and research that. I'm telling you, people, look around. People are dropping dead daily as we all sit idly by and think that what we consume has nothing to do with it. Like what we eat has nothing to do with it. I mean, there's just too much peer-reviewed clinical data and empirical evidence to now demonstrate clearly that people can live to be beyond 70 years of age, even up to 120, and have a sound mind, look far younger, totally vibrant. I mean, everyone thinks, oh, I don't want to live to be that long because I'm going to be all decrepit and wrinkled. And, well, honey, I got news for you. To any 21-year-old, you're decrepit and wrinkled at 40. So your life, the quality of your life, if you're going to base it on the superficial norms of the current culture we live in, then yeah, you're done. You're done as soon as you're no longer as pretty as a Kardashian, or, It's just, come on, people, look around you. It's people are dying. People are they're dying, and over the age of 40, they're dying. The quality of the lives is, you know, going downhill, at exponential speeds, at rates of speed I've never seen before. I've never seen it before. To be honest with you, the truth has to come out. You've got to come out from under the spell of the dairy industry, although I think organic byproducts of certain animals that have been fed organically, meaning free range, it's okay to eat a little bit of eggs in moderation, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of milk. However, I do that in extreme moderation because I constantly defer to the biblical principles of the Genesis 1:29 diet, although it doesn't mention the milks or the byproducts of animal milks or byproducts of animals for man to consume their byproducts. Not specifically in Genesis, but in other parts of the Bible. I'll have to delve into that one later. This video is going to be too brief for that. Use your own discretion on animal byproducts. I prefer to stick primarily vegan. That's my goal, to eat an entirely plant-based, organic, non-GMO, plant-based diet, and which allows you to, and still watch caloric intake, because a lot of people will tell you that if you just don't eat the oils and the nuts and the calorie dense foods, then all of these calorically small foods, you can consume those all day. You can just eat all day. You can graze all day like that horse or that sheep or that goat. No, you can't do that either. Our bodies were not designed to continually graze. I think it's good to actually allow your body to get hungry between meals. And while I don't advocate breakfast for myself, it's been shown that in Jesus's times, or at least there's some evidence to support the theory that in Jesus's time, he ate breakfast and then no lunch and then a small dinner. And I seem to think, or I'm inclined to believe, that it's because of how we're physically made and our digestive system works, that we should allow ourselves to get hungry. And when we're not eating, because if you're grazing constantly, your body doesn't have time to repair and heal itself. How do you regenerate when your body is constantly working to digest? And I mean, if you think that the body doesn't have as much problem multitasking as we do, okay, fine, continue doing what you're doing. That's the thing. This is the insanity of the current culture we live in. People keep continuing to do what everybody else is doing, and they're all watching one another, living on pills now, and the pills aren't getting them well, and I guess they think that's just part of the aging process, because that's what the culture is, and this crazy, insane paradigm of insanity is telling everybody. Okay, once you reach a certain age, okay, you're going to get diseases. This is part of aging. This is natural. This is natural, people. Don't ask any questions. Just walk to the window. Take your cup of pills. Take them and quietly walk back to your cell. Close the door. Sit down. There you go. That's better. Do what you're being told to do. We've brainwashed you and programmed you that there is no quality of life after the age of 20 or 30 or 40. I don't know. They change it. They change it according to whatever suits them. I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around the greedy psychopath. I really can't. The people at the top that profit off the pain and the suffering of us. I'll never be able to, well, yeah, obviously, they're motivated by greed, right? Absolutely motivated by greed. Greed. So let me get back to reading. I got sidetracked, as I always do. So, try to eat as vegan as you can. This means whole foods as they are found in nature. Food on the trees, fruit on the trees, berries from bushes, anything that's considered safe to eat that grows from the ground. Bushes and trees, eat these. Eating animal flesh has now long been proven to increase all diseases, and I just named them. And I do now, this Dr. McDougall, I'm going to refer you to his website. You can watch his videos. I've been watching them nonstop for quite a few days because I don't know whether I've indicated in this video or others. It's possible I have. I've been following nutrition and how to keep your body well by using nutrition for many, many years now, probably since, trying to remember, it's been a while, 2000, I'd say 2007, 2008 is when I began. I mean, I've been studying much longer than that, since I was in my 20s, 30s, actually. It's when I began, but not in earnest. That was when I contracted, when I was aware I had a terminal cancer myself, is when I began in earnest because, well, my life depended on it and I had to find out. So, I'll tell you what, it's confusing because you got this one says, eat this, not that. Eat this, not that. Wheat belly's stupid. That's really stupid. If you can't eat gluten, that's because you're already so sick and your body's already so toxic. Your immune system is attacking itself and attacking certain foods because it's insane. Let's put it this way. We've eaten so poorly and so bad for so many years. Our bodies are nuts. They don't know how to act anymore. So you've got to detox and do all kinds of things. And like I said, there isn't a single doctor that I found out there that I actually concur with on nutritionally 100%. I just feel like, and this is based on observation, and although the world has changed over the past 200 years, the United States, with the way we've done things agriculturally, just growing like 10,000 acres of corn, for instance, that destroys the ecosystem and balance in nature. I mean, food's not supposed to grow like that. It's just not. You don't destroy an entire ecosystem just to grow a single crop, especially a genetically modified one such as corn, wheat, soy, whatever. I mean, this is just insanity, but they did it. They do it for money, and it destroys the ecosystem and the balances in nature. So we really don't know, since I'm only 65 years old. I don't know what it was like 200 years ago in this country. Really don't. I wasn't here. Couldn't observe it. Couldn't walk around in nature. I couldn't tell you what berries grew. I'm pretty sure blueberries and blackberries grew in abundance, but are they the species that we're consuming from the market now? Oh, I don't know. I wasn't here. So even though I agree with McDougall that complex carbs in the form of potatoes and rice, etc., are okay to eat, what's made them not okay is the tons of oils and sugars we add to them that make them fattening and hard on our systems. Now, that's his position. I actually think a little bit of, organic, extra virgin, cold pressed olive oil in extreme moderation, like a teaspoon or maybe a tablespoon a day, is okay. It's okay. Now, that's my opinion. You do your own research and come to your own conclusion. And also let your body be your guide. Your body will, be your best witness. It will tell you when you're doing things right or wrong. And so I'm going to include, like I said previously, links below this video to a few doctors' websites who will explain all of the peer-reviewed empirical evidence at greater depth. And be sure to take a few days to watch these videos. So, and another position I agree on with Dr. McDougall in addition to his being kind of anti-nuts and seeds, I'm very much for nuts and seeds in moderation. His position is they're too high in fat. He's got a problem with fats. I don't have a problem with fats in moderation. I think fats are good for you. They make your skin glow. They make your skin glow. But the problem with, I think, a lot of fats is they're kind of addicting too. They're kind of like white sugar. So I also disagree with McDougall's position on white processed sugar. He thinks that's okay in moderation. I think white sugar is a deadly poison, and it's like crack cocaine and heroin, and there's super ample evidence that it's horrible for your health and you should avoid it at all costs. Suffice it to say, I have yet to find a single healthcare field or nutritionist practitioner that I fully agree with across the board concerning all foods that are good for us and those that are bad for us. Let's just say the Genesis 1:29 diet of the Bible is the core of what should be considered the most ideal dietary plan to follow, as it was God's perfect dietary plan for all of humankind from the moment of creation. So, now I agree with McDougall that complex carbs in the form of potatoes, rice, etc. are okay to eat. And that's what makes them not okay is the tons of oils and sugars we add to them that make them fattening and hard on our system. So we've all covered that. So, and like I said, I think nuts are okay in moderation as well. I believe there is enough videos, empirical evidence and data, peer-reviewed studies, books such as the China study that support that eating animal flesh is no longer okay. And if you want to continue eating it and believing that it's okay, then don't be surprised as your the hardening of the arteries worsens, your diabetes worsens, and you get diabetes or you get colon cancer. I mean, people, our guts were not. Do research. If you don't want to believe me, then fine, get mad and get on the internet and do the research yourself. Denial isn't just a river in Egypt. It's the biggest problem. It's what causes men and women to not align themselves to truth. They're in such denial. Oh, no. If I can't eat this kind of food, then I'd rather be dead. The quality of life. Okay, quality of life means nothing to you? You don't want to be vibrant? That's okay? Okay, so you want to die at 55? You want to die at 43? You want to have the last 4 or 5 years of your life lying in a hospital bed, taking chemotherapy treatments or dying painfully from cancer and all? I don't even want to go through the whole host of diseases that you'll have to go. Is this what aging? Is it you're just going to lie down and let this happen? I don't know, people. I'm digressing now. So anyway, until next time, please thumbs up, comment on, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And while you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, please ring that notification bell so you can be notified when I have video uploads. And may Christ bless each and every one of you most abundantly. Yeah, people. Follow those links. Follow the links below. Check out what's good to eat.